All right, welcome back, everyone, to our NFL Week 10 picks.
The third leading scorer in the playoffs. What a season he's had.
Brown goes inside. Oh, what a slam from
the Panthers have a 3rd and 10. Here comes pressure.
So the ball is out in the end zone. And it's Wheeler finds Claude from the logo.
Edelman in motion. Edelman takes the swing pass. Edelman's going to throw. He's downfield.
I cannot believe it's Week 10 already. Last week, not a horrible week, but not a great week, 9-5. But overall in the year, 89, 45, and 1, which is actually 3 games better than I was at this time last year. In first place. All right, I'm hanging on to first place. We did see some upsets last week, so let's see if we can have a little more predictable week. Every week we think, just when we think it's about to be a predictable week, we get hit with these random upsets. So this is a very up and down season, that's for sure. So for our Thursday night game, we have a divisional matchup. We have the Denver Broncos 7-2 going up against the Raiders, who are 2-6. And to be honest, I don't think this is going to be a very exciting game, although I do think the first quarter, maybe even the first half, could be close for 2 reasons. One, the Broncos still really don't play full 4 quarters of football. And 2, we've seen a lot of divisional matchups be pretty tight this year. We've seen Giants and Eagles upsets. We saw last week Vikings over the Lions. So we have seen a lot of really tight divisional games this year. We could see that again, but I think the Broncos will definitely pull away in the second half and probably win pretty convincingly. So I think the Broncos take this one no problem over a pretty bad Raiders team.
Yep, I'm actually picking the Broncos this week.
Whoa.
I know, shocker. Shocker there, but I don't think Geno Smith can compete with our defense. He's probably going to have 3 or 4 interceptions, honestly. Probably a pretty easy win for us, I hope. I hope I don't jinx it.
You might, though. Who knows? I don't know. I'm picking the Broncos to win this one easily, but not until the 4th quarter, because that's when they start playing football. They usually play around for 3 quarters, except for when they were playing the Cowboys. And then 4th quarter, they decide to play football, and they go on and win. So, I mean, if the Raiders weren't so bad, I'd be worried about the Broncos because their wins are not against very quality teams. I still think they beat the Raiders because the Raiders are not good. They're going to beat them handily, and they'll be 8-2 and still leading their division.
I'm only a little bit worried about Brock Bowers.
You guys have a championship defense that your offense stinks.
Next up, we have the Falcons at the Colts. The Falcons losing in Falcons fashion last week to the Patriots, and now they're going up against the Colts, who had flashbacks of Daniel Jones when he played for the Giants with, I think, 3 interceptions, and the team as a whole had, 4 or 5 turnovers?
6.
6 turnovers, yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's hope it's just a one-and-done thing, and it doesn't start a little downward spiral for them. I'm sure the Falcons are hoping they can catch the Colts while they're down. Colts are 6.5-point favorites. Technically not really playing at home. They're playing overseas, I think in Madrid or somewhere over there.
Germany.
They're playing in Germany. So really no home field advantage, I don't think. I am going to pick the Colts to win this one. There's just still a much better team than the Falcons are. And the Falcons are one of those teams, they kind of find ways to lose games. So we'll see how Daniel Jones responds. This has really been his first bad game of the year. Even though they've lost a game prior to this, he didn't really have a bad game. They were very, very close to winning that one. So this was the first bad week from the Colts this season. So we'll see how they respond, but I think against the Falcons team, they'll respond pretty well. Could get dicey, but I'm still going to go with the 7-2 team here.
This is going to be a running back matchup. I'm picking the Colts.
Also going to pick the Colts. I think Indiana Jones had a bad week. I think he's a much better quarterback than he has been in the past. I think he'll shake it off, and Germany will do him some good maybe. And I think the Colts are going to win this one fairly easy, I think. While we're at it, I might as well do my record from last week. I was also 9-5 last week. Overall, 83-51-1, a negative 13 games from what I was last year at this time. We are back after missing last week I had a 1-game suspension for picking the Cowboys on my power rankings #1, and so I got suspended. Jerry Jones has said I jinxed the offense because they've been bad ever since I said it. So I'll behave myself today. I don't have to worry about the Cowboys because they're not playing, so we won't lose.
That's true. Yeah, for bye week this week we have the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Titans. So 3 high-powered offenses and the Titans. Why don't you give your record while we're at it?
Yep.
Well, I also went 9-5 like the rest of us, and I am 88, 46-1. So 1 game behind first place, and I'm also
So second place.
Yes, that is.
You're in second place.
That's what I said, and I am
The
also
first loser.
3 games ahead of where I was last year.
Next up we have, shootout of the week. We have the Browns at the Jets. Browns at the Jets. I wish these 2 teams were on a bye every week.
Yeah, no
wow.
kidding.
Over under 37.5. Might hit the under. We have the Browns. Yeah, there's not much to say. So I'm gonna pick the Browns here. I think Myles Garrett is just gonna sack Justin Fields a bunch of times, and I think the Browns win this game 6-3.
You could be right.
That's my pick.
I was about to pick the Jets, and then you mentioned I forgot they traded like their entire defense away. I'm gonna roll with the Browns now.
Yeah.
And you did bring up a good point. Justin Fields is probably gonna get sacked like 8 times by Myles Garrett.
I'm also picking the Browns to beat the Jets, I guess.
Next up, we have the Jaguars at the Texans. 2 very banged up teams. Jaguars are 1.5-point favorites. Texans defense played pretty tough last week, but their offense couldn't do enough to win that game. Jaguars, same thing, going through some injuries. I am going to pick them to win this one because I think Stroud's probably going to be out for the game with a concussion. So I think that's going to probably, I don't know who their backup is, but
Davis Mills.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to go with the Jaguars here. Their defense is good enough, you would think, to win this one. So I'll pick the Jags here.
Yep, he said it. I'll pick the Jaguars. I think their defense should frustrate Davis Mills.
I'm also picking the Jags to win this one. Texans are in trouble. Even with C.J. Stroud, they weren't playing great. Without him, they're going to play even worse. So, Jags are going to win this one, go to 6-3, keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yep, they are hanging on to that 7th seed right now, but the Chiefs are right on their tail.
Yeah.
Next, we have a trap game, I think. The Bills at the Dolphins. In Miami, Miami has always given a tough battle for the Patriots and the Bills. We were able to come away with a win this year. We'll see if the Bills can as well. I'm hoping the Bills lose. I'm going to pick the Bills to win this one. They looked pretty hot this past week, and the Dolphins are the Dolphins this year. So the Bills should win, but you never know. I would love to see a little upset in Miami here.
I think you make a good point. This could be a trap game, but I'm picking the Bills because they've been looking good these past 2 weeks, dominating the Panthers and then honestly dominating the Chiefs too. It was a 1-score game, but it wasn't very close. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Bills. They're playing some good football again, and the Dolphins, I don't even think they're trying anymore.
They're not playing football.
They're not.
I am also taking the Bills. The Dolphins have really kind of packed it in. They fired their GM. Their coach knows he's on his way out. They're just not firing him during the midseason. So I'm sure he's lost the locker room long before now anyways. So it could be a trap game, but I just don't see it happening. Dolphins are probably not going to win another game this year.
All right, next up we have the Game of the Year, Part 2. Part one was against Buffalo. We have the Patriots at Tampa. Tampa, they're 2.5-point favorites. They're playing, in Tampa. Patriots are just almost back to full form from what they were 15 years ago, 10 years ago. We know Ramondre Stevenson is likely out. We know Kayshon Boutte is likely going to be out. On the Tampa side, I think they're going to be without Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving. So a lot of starters not playing in this game. That could shake things up a little bit. I'm a little concerned with how often the Patriots O-line is letting Drake May get sacked. Drake May, he's overcoming those sacks and he's still winning games. But 5 or 6 sacks this week. The previous week he had 6 sacks. They got to protect him better than that. So with all that being said, I wouldn't be shocked if we lost in Tampa. I wouldn't even be mad if we lost in Tampa if we gave a good effort and didn't self-destruct or do any stupid things like strip sacks and penalties. But I'm still going to go with the Patriots. I think we can definitely win this game. and it'll be hopefully a fun game to watch. Might not be for me, but let's hope it is.
I'm actually picking the Patriots.
I am going to be picking Tampa Bay. Not going to be surprised if the Patriots win this one. I think it's going to be a great game. We're going to see how Drake May does with this Tampa Bay defense. They like to switch up their defenses a lot, and he's not seen a lot of that. Both quarterbacks are playing good. They're playing good football. So I'm really giving Tampa Bay my pick because they're at home.
Next, we have the Giants at the Bears. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Bears here.
Yeah.
I think they take this one. I don't have anything else to say about this one. The Bears should win. If they lose, it's on them.
Yeah, give me the Bears.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears. They're at home. Giants have been playing better football as of late, but they're still getting beat. Bears are kind of on a roll. We'll see how it goes. So I'm picking the Bears.
This next one is a little more of an interesting game, I think. Ravens at Vikings. Ravens looked really good with Lamar back last week, but they were playing the Dolphins, and I don't want to forget about how bad the Ravens were playing before Lamar got injured, too. They weren't playing great. Their defense was pretty bad. Vikings with a surprising win over the Lions, so that complicates things. Had the Vikings lost, I probably would have definitely picked the Ravens to win this one. But I'm not sure now. The Vikings, they're a decently coached team. JJ had a good week. So I really don't know what direction to go here. I am going to go with the Ravens because they're Vegas favorites, so I'm going to hope Vegas knows something here.
Go figure that one out.
I don't know, 4.5-point favorites.
4.5-point favorites on the road.
I'm picking the Vikings. I don't know. J.J. McCarthy, his stats did not show it, but he played a game last week. He played a good game. He played a pretty solid game against that Lions team, which is obviously a top team in the NFC. Now he's got to play this Ravens team whose defense is still a little sketchy. A lot sketchy. Even though they have Lamar back looking better. I'm going to roll with J.J. McCarthy at home.
I'm also taking the Vikings to win at home. I don't trust the Ravens defense. Hopefully J.J. McCarthy is starting to come around.
And next we have the Saints at the Panthers. I'm not going to have too much to talk about for this one either. Panthers, impressive win for them over the Packers last week.
Yeah.
So they should certainly win this game.
You'd think so, but divisional games are weird.
Yeah.
I'm still rolling with the Panthers, and they're making me look awful smart still.
Right? I'm also taking the Panthers to win at home. I mean, they're playing the 1-8 Saints. Divisional game or not, Saints they're like a Pop Warner team.
Another divisional matchup this week. We have the Cardinals at the Seahawks. I think Jacoby Brissett is looking like he's going to suit up again, and he's playing a lot better for the Cardinals than Kyler Murray was. So they have a lot of things to look at the end of this season. Seattle, though, they're playing good football. They're playing really good football, and they're playing at home in Seattle. Cardinals have not had a lot of success over the past 3 or 4 years in Seattle, like almost virtually none. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win this one. But I think it could be a close divisional game, but I think the Seahawks take this one and keep moving on up in the NFC rankings here.
I think the Seahawks and Cardinals game, that is not what I meant to say. I think this game will be close in the first half, but then the Seahawks are going to pull away in the second half. They are red hot. Sam Darnold, he had that first half last week against Washington. That was impressive to say the least. They got JSN playing like a top 3 wide receiver in the league, and then they just added Rashid Shaheed, add a little depth at the position. I think they can be scary later on.
The Seahawks are pretty solid, and they're playing well, so I fully expect that to continue at home.
All right, now we have Lions and Commanders, NFC divisional round rematch from last year. But I think the outcome's going to be a lot different. I think we're going to see a fairly easy Lions win. Lions coming off of a surprising loss to the Vikings. I think they just kind of underestimated them and underprepared. But I think the Lions definitely bounce back and win this one. I think they want to avenge their loss to the Commanders. And they're without Jaden because his arm got twisted like a pretzel. So unfortunately for the Commanders, they're having a bad year anyway. The whole team's kind of falling apart. And the Lions should get their big bounce-back win. I expect this to be a high-scoring game for the Lions. Mario's been decent as a backup this year, but he's had plenty of playing time this year too. But I think the Lions definitely bounce back and take this one.
Yep, the Vikings proved last week how you beat the Lions is put Jared Goff under pressure. Unfortunately, the Commanders don't do a lot of that. So I think the Lions take a dominant bounce-back win.
Yeah. I'm picking Lions to win this one, too. Lions, I think, win this one easy.
All right, now we have another divisional matchup, but this one looks like it could be a really good game. We have the Rams and 49ers. Second time this season. Previous game, we all thought the Rams were going to sweep the floor with the 49ers, and the Niners won. This one's going to be played in San Francisco, and Rams are going to try to get back and even out the series. So I am going to pick the Rams to win, kind of for the same reason I picked them last time. They're healthier. Stafford's still having a great season, like a really good season. The Rams certainly should win this game. The 49ers, though, they're playing well. I think Mac Jones is going to remain in the saddle, and he's been having a good year. But I'm going to pick the Rams to at least even the series. But who knows? Who knows with these two teams? The 49ers surprise us every week almost.
Yeah, but especially me, who does not like picking the 49ers. And I did it once this year. That was last week. I'm not doing it again. Give me the Rams. Stafford is playing I think, the best quarterback season of his career so far. I think they take this one. I hope.
I hope so, too, because I'm picking the Rams to win. Rams are 6-2, 49ers are 6-3. Should be a good game. I'm going to take the Rams anyways. I think they're playing a little better football right now and less injured than the 49ers.
We have a pretty good potential game for Sunday Night Football. We have the Steelers traveling all the way over to the West Coast to play the Chargers. Chargers have had kind of a similar season to the Steelers. Some good wins and some kind of rough losses. The Steelers, they were able to beat the Colts, but they've also lost some bad games, and kind of the same thing with the Chargers here. So I was thinking about picking the Steelers, but I'm actually going to go with the Chargers here. The Chargers, although I'm very concerned with how their O-line is going to perform against the Steelers. Very, very, very concerned. The Steelers have a horrible track record, if you look back. They have a horrible track record for their West Coast games. They have one of the worst West Coast records out of any East Coast team. So I'm going to take the Chargers. The Steelers just do not travel well. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers got the best of that Chargers O-line and snagged another one.
Yeah, I'm picking the inconsistent Steelers. Joe Alt being out is bigger than it seems. They're not playing well when Joe Alt is out. I mean, the Chargers kind of just survived the Titans, which is not something you want to do. And the Steelers, they dominated the Colts. I think they could give Herbert some problems.
I'm picking the Chargers to win. They're at home. I think they're a better team. They got a good coach. I don't really trust them. They're kind of inconsistent up and down. Some games they play real well, and some games they don't. I think the Chargers are going to take care of business at home this week.
Could be another good Monday Night Football game. We have the Eagles at the Packers. Packers coming off of a game they should not have lost, but they've been playing a lot of not impressive games this year. Even the games that they've won, some of them have been not as good as they should have been. Eagles, kind of the same boat. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. They're playing in Green Bay, so that's something, I guess. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. This is a rematch of a playoff game last year. Isn't that correct? And the Eagles came out on top. I think the Eagles take this one, but I'm not super confident. I could really see this game going either way. Green Bay is a 1.5 favorites, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. Maybe just because they're home. I don't know. I'll go with the Eagles here. Again, not confident with this pick, but that's what my gut's telling me, so that's what we're going to roll with.
Packers love playing to the level of their competition, but I'm picking the Eagles. I don't have a great reason. They just look slightly more consistent than the Packers do.
I am going with the Packers. They're at home. Their records are pretty close to identical. 6-2 and 5-2-1. Be a tight game, I think. Close game. Not going to be shocked whoever wins. I'm like Jacob. I'm not confident with my pick, but I'm going to roll with the home team on Monday night and hope Jordan Love has a big game because I have him in fantasy also. And I got to revenge my loss to Jacob from earlier this year in fantasy. So Packers winning at home.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments down below, and make sure you check out Lather.com. This is not part of their winter collection, but this is one of their many colognes. Their winter collection has finally dropped yesterday, so make sure you check that out, and we'll see you next time.